So how did you react to the decision to shut down the district line to Olympia?
It's Brendan McGrath from myolympia.org.uk campaign. I'm very disappointed and angered by the decision to close the weekday district line service to Olympia. I think it has been a very shabby process by which TfL have used basically pitting one set of commuters against another set of commuters in order to what essentially seems to be a cover-up for trying to close a service that is inconvenient for Transport for London to run.
What did you think the whole consultation has been transparent, as you indicated in your letter to the Mayor of London?
The consultation has been something of a sham from start to finish. Initially, the consultation was acknowledged to be not consultation whatsoever, but a sense of getting people's opinions about the service. It was only at a later date that they opened it up to an official consultation, and frankly, the question they asked wasn't whether Olympia tube service should remain or be closed. It was that whether people wanted more trains on the Wimbledon branch. Now, for myself, I would answer, yes, I want more trains on the Wimbledon branch. But obviously, the hiding of the closure in amongst the other decision was a very dubious way of going about the process.
So you are not happy with, because TfL now says they've had overwhelming response to actually alter the timetable. Do you disagree with the with the results?
I disagree that it's an overwhelming majority in favour of closing the service. There's a majority in favour of more trains on the district line to Wimbledon, but these are not inexorably linked as issues. And in fact, over 20% of people of all of the catchment of district line people who were questioned in the questionnaire actually support the continuation of the district line to Olympia, a far higher proportion than the numbers of people that actually use the service. So if anything, it is actually a vindication of people's desire for the district line to Olympia to continue rather than the other way around.
You did propose a counter solution to TfL actually shutting down the line.
We did.
How was that received by TfL?
It was completely ignored by TfL. We came up with what was a well thought out counter proposal. It was supported by transport organisations and local MPs, but it was not even referred to in the proposal report that went in front of the Mayor for consideration and has resulted in this decision to close the line.
Well, I did attend the public consultation earlier this year in July, where you had overwhelming response from residents. And the man from TfL, Mr. Parry, did say they'll be coming back to consult again. Did that happen? That
didn't happen, and in fact, all of the information that he claimed that he was going to be transparent with, none of that has been forthcoming until this report, and even then, it is very misrepresented in terms of the impact on disabled people and also the passenger numbers who are actually using the line, which prove that their original statistics that they were using to come up with the proposal in the first place were actually flawed and misleading.
Following on that, TfL did say the service is likely used. Would you agree with that conclusion?
The service is not as well used, obviously, as other parts of the district line. It is effectively a one-stop service to one destination. I think if you looked at passenger travel to a single destination, you would find similar kind of patterns of passengers. But that completely ignores the building that's behind us, which is Olympia Exhibition Halls, that the station is largely here to serve. I don't imagine outside O2 events that North Woolwich or North Greenwich would get that many passengers, but I'm sure it would get many. But it's not really the total numbers that are at issue. It is the fact that it is a service that is used crucially by commuters, by the local community, and by disabled people, and he is a step-free access point on the tube. This is one of the few step-free access points on the tube, and importantly it is a step-free interchange between the tube network and the new overground network, which offers enormous transport perspectives and possibilities for disabled people, and actually removing it as an access point is a real downgrading of the disabled access in this area, with buses being acknowledged to be not an adequate replacement.
Hammersmith and Fulham Council were in support of the line remaining as it was, and they've released a statement saying there will be losers and winners in the final result that TfL came up with. Who would you say are the winners and who are the losers?
I think the winners are probably not even going to notice the improvements in their service to Wimbledon. That's 5 extra trains a day on the Wimbledon branch line. It won't take them through to the city, because I understand that the city through traffic is at capacity as it stands, so anyone will have to change onto the other branches of the district line as they come through from Wimbledon. The losers will be all of the people in the local area. That's commuters, business people, families, children go to school. Lots of children use the line to actually get to school. But it will have a devastating effect on the businesses of the area, and in particular on attendance to Earls Court Olympia. We've already seen one cancellation of a show from 2012, and I can only think that we will see some more. TfL have promised them some special trains, exhibition services during the very, very biggest, possibly 3 or 4 a year, exhibitions, but then they'll only be running between after 10 o'clock in the morning. But like I say, the real losers are all of us who value the line and see it as a vital part of our transport infrastructure.
So to spell it out in clearer terms, what will all the losers, as you refer to them, what will they notice come December 2011 when the service shuts down? Well, what will happen?
One thing we'll notice is that we'll have to resort to the bus services to get us to entry points to the tube service, and that will have an instant effect of adding £2.60 a day to all of our travel fares, because we would have to get a bus to the tube service and then get on the tube service at the moment. So it'll have an impact on our pockets. It will have a time impact on trying to get to where we're going in the morning to work. It will increase our transport times enormously, and again this is totally against actually what TfL have included in their proposal, because they have matched worst case scenarios against best case scenarios when they've said that literally people won't notice the difference. I can't believe that they think that.
And where does the campaign go from here?
The campaign goes from here in supporting 3 local disability organisations in preparing for a judicial review of the decision. The equality impact assessment is woefully inadequate in terms of describing the issues that loss of step-free access will have for disabled people in the area, and it, in fact, Transport for London's own proposal acknowledges that people with mobility issues that require step-free access will suffer from the closure of the tube. The only question that they seem to be asking is how many, and how many is considered to be acceptable in their plans.
But then going forward, what will happen then eventually? Would the closure still go ahead as TfL has stated, or will a judicial review prevent that from happening?
A judicial review could result in some sort of legal action that might result in the proposal not being able to go ahead. Whether that's some kind of injunction against it or not, I don't know. I'm not actually involved on the legal side of it, but I'm certainly supporting the three organisations with any of the information that I have about and analysis that I have done in terms of the impact of the closure on everybody, disabled people in particular.
So what would you say to all the residents, all the campaigners? Would you say watch this line?
Definitely watch this space. It is very recent news in terms of the decision being final. It certainly hasn't dented my determination to keep fighting for the continuation of a service that 95% of people who were polled recently considered to be vital for the transport of the area.
Thank you very much.
That's great, thank you.